We're going to take a look at solving two-step equations in this video. If this is your first time at solving equations or your first time revising over it, you may want to start with a video on solving one-step equations first, as this is a good introduction to this topic. So we're moving on to our two-step equations now, and we're using this rule, as you can see on the right here, of change side, change sign. So we're going to move numbers across the equal sign, so they're going to move to the other side of the equation, and they're going to change from being, for example, a plus to a minus or a multiply to a divide. So if you change side, you must change sign. So this first one here, if we draw our line down as if this is our dividing line, that when we cross it, we must change the sign. So the line just helps us to remember that we need to change the sign when we cross over there. So the first one we're going to move is this plus 6, and it's going to come over to the other side, and we're going to take it off. So we have 21 here on the right as it is, and we're going to bring the plus 6 to the other side and minus 6. So 21 take away 6 gives us 15. Now we haven't moved to 3x yet, so it's still here on the left hand side, so we must write it in. We're now going to move this 3, and that 3 is a multiplied 3. It is multiplied by x. So if I bring it to the other side, I'm going to have to divide it. So the 3 is now going to move, so that means x is the only thing on the left, and we're going to divide 15 by 3. And 15 divided by 3 is 5. So that means that x is a value of 5. And you can go and put that back into the equation at the start and check that this actually works. So 3 lots of 5, so 3 5s is 15. Plus your 6, and 15 plus 6 does equal 21. So yes, this equation does work. And 5 is the value of x. Right, if we look at the one here on the right hand side, so same idea. This is our dividing line. When we cross it, we must change the sign. So the first thing we're going to move across is the plus 12. So it's going to have to change to a minus 12. So 15 minus 12. That means the x over 7 is left here. So x over 7. 15 take away 12 is 3. X over 7 is still here. We haven't done anything with that yet. So we're now going to move the 7. Now that 7 underneath the x means you're dividing. So when we bring it to the other side, we're going to have to multiply. So x is equal to 3 multiplied by 7. And 3 7s are 21. So x is equal to 21. And again, we can check we've got this right. So put your 21 in here. 21 and divide that by 7 is equal to 3, and 3 plus the 12 is 15. So yes, x is 21. Right, moving on to the bottom. So again, same idea. Once we move it across, it has to change. So minus 14, bring it across, has to now be plus 14. So 4 plus 14. We haven't moved the 2y yet, so the 2y is still here on the left. So 2y is equal to, well, 4 plus 14 is 18. And then we're going to now move the 2 across. That's a multiply. So when we move to the other side, it becomes a divide. So y is equal to 18 divided by 2, which means that y is equal to 9, because 18 divided by 2 is 9. And you can check that. 2 lots of 9 is 18. Take away 14. 18 take away 14 is 4, so that is correct. Right, on to our last one here, and we are going to first of all draw our little line down that shows us our division. So if we cross over this line, we have to change the sign. So minus 7 is going to go across, and it's going to become plus 7. So 5 plus 7. The y over 3 is still there. Alright, so 7 plus 5 is 12, and that's still y over 3. We bring this 3 over. Remember in the last example up above, that over 7 was divide, over 3 is also divide. So we're going to bring that over 3, the divide by 3 over and multiply. Y is equal to 12 and multiply by 3. So y is equal to 12 times 3 is 36. And again, you can check that. Put it on at the top. 36 divided by 3 is 12. 12 take away 7 is 5. So that is correct. All right, we're going to move on to the second page here. Now, at this point, if you want to try these, at this point you can pause the video and go ahead and try these 4 equations using the examples that we've already done. Or if you want to let me do the top 2 examples and then pause the video and try the bottom 2 examples by yourself, you can do that either. So we'll start off with the top two then. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my minus 5 across and make it a plus. So that's going to be 19 plus 5. 19 plus 5 would be 24. And remember, we need to put our 2x in here because it hasn't moved yet. Now I'm going to bring the 2 across, and that's a multiply. So it's going to come across and become a divide. So 24 divided by 2. And the only thing left on the left now is the x. So 24 divided by 2 means x is equal to 12. Okay, and then we'll try this one here on the right. So again, my plus 4 is going to go across and become minus 4. 16 minus 4. And 16 minus 4 is 12. Remember, I've got my x over 3 still on this side. So we now want to move this 3. We're trying to get x on its own to find out what it is. So that's a divide by 3. Bring it to the other side. It's going to be multiply. So 12 times by 3. So x is equal to 36. So 36, check it up at the top. 36 divided by 3 is 12. 12 plus 4 is 16. So that works. So if you'd like to pause now and try the two below yourself on a piece of paper, and then you can replay the video and check that you have been doing these right, setting out each line if you're working out. So you'd want to be setting out the first step, which is to add your 5, and the second step, which in the top example here is to divide by 2. And over in this one, the first step was to take away the 4, and the second step is to multiply by 3. These are two-step equations, so you need to be doing 2 sums in order to get to your answer. And in between each sum, you will have the answer to that particular calculation. Okay, so I'm going to do the bottom two now with you. So hopefully you have tried these already yourself. And you can do these along with me then and make sure you've got them right. So first thing I'm going to do is take my plus 7 and make it a minus 7. So 42 minus 7. 42 minus 7 is 35. Still have my 5x on this side. So we now need to move the 5. That's a multiply by 5, so I'm going to bring it across and make it a divide. 35 divide by 5. That means that x is equal to 7. Okay, on to my next one. And we are going to take the minus 2 across first. And it's going to become a plus 2. So 9 plus 2. 9 plus 2 is 11. Remember, my x over 7 is still here. Now I'm going to bring this 7 across. That's a divide by 7. I need to multiply then. So x is equal to 11 times by 7. So x is equal to 77. Okay, there's just one more type of two-step equation I want to go over with you. It's this one here. So this one's slightly different because the sum is done in a different order. So if I was to do this sum here on the top, just to move it across here, explain to you. So if I was doing this sum here, I would be starting with my x. I would then add 3, and then I would divide that by 8, and that would give me an answer of 10. Now to work that out then, to reverse that, to get my x, I would need to multiply by the 8 first, then take away the 4. Remember, I'm reversing it, so I do the opposite, and that will bring me back to my x. So you need to do this in a different order. You need to sort out your divide by 8 first, and then you need to sort out your plus 3. And remember, we're going to do the opposite. So let's get started with this one here. Just rub this little extra bit out here. Okay. So first of all, remember our line. We're going to bring this 8 across, and we are going to multiply, because that is a divide, so I bring it across, it's going to be multiply. So 10 times by 8. So that means that 10 times 8 is 80. Now I still have the x plus 3. I haven't sorted that out yet. So the 3 now needs to be sorted out. So it's a plus 3. I'm going to bring it across. That means it's going to be a minus 3. And 80 minus 3 means that x is equal to 77. So you can always check you've got that right by putting it back into the equation. So put your 77 in there. 77 plus 3 is 80, and 80 divided by the 8 then is 10. So that works. So if you want to pause the video now and try the one on the right hand side, you can do that, and then I will go over it now in a moment, and you'll be able to check if you're doing that right. You Okay, so we'll go ahead and do this one now. So the first thing I'm going to bring across is my divide by 3. So the opposite of divide by 3 is multiply. So I'm going to do 5 times by 3. 5 times by 3 is 15. Now I haven't dealt with my x take away 7 yet, so it's still there. So I'm now going to remove the take away 7 and put it on the other side. The opposite of take away 7 is plus 7. So I'm going to do 15 plus 7. That means x is equal to, well, 15 plus 7 is 22. I want to check I've got that right. 22 take away 7 is 15. 15 divided by 3 is 5. So yes, we've got that right. There'll be some more videos coming up on the channel on solving equations, so watch out for these and we'll be going up to the next level of solving equations.